He thought the errand would take 3 minutes. In and out. No calls, no meetings, no reminders of the life he'd escaped for one quiet afternoon. The moment he stepped inside the small delivery office, however, something tightened in his chest, the kind of feeling you get right before bad news arrives. The air smelled of paper and dust, ordinary and harmless, yet his instincts whispered that this moment would not pass quietly. Adrian Cole, a man known for controlling billion-dollar decisions with a steady hand, stood unnoticed among strangers. No tailored suit today, just a simple jacket, sleeves rolled, hair slightly unkempt. He welcomed the anonymity. Power exhausted him. Silence felt like luxury. He checked the pickup number on his phone and approached the counter. The woman behind it looked up and the world shifted. Time slowed in a way that felt cruel. Her face had changed, yet not at all. Same eyes. Same calm strength hidden beneath exhaustion. Lena. 5 years vanished in a heartbeat. 5 years of unanswered questions, broken conversations, and choices he had buried beneath success. Her expression flickered, surprise, then restraint, as if she had trained herself for this exact moment and prayed it would never come. "Pick up for Cole," he said, forcing his voice to behave. She nodded without meeting his eyes and turned away. That was when he saw them. 2 little girls sat on the floor nearby, carefully sorting labels into neat piles. They moved with identical focus, whispering to each other, mirroring every motion. Blonde hair. Pale lashes. And when one of them glanced up, his breath stopped. The eyes staring back at him were his. Not similar. Not close. Exact. His heart pounded so hard it drowned out the noise of the room. The girl tilted her head, studying him with innocent curiosity. "Mama," she said softly, pointing. "Why does that man look like us?" The words hit him harder than any boardroom failure ever had. Lena froze. Adrian forgot the package. Forgot the people. Forgot the life he'd built to avoid this exact reckoning. He had walked in expecting cardboard and tape. Instead, fate placed his past, living, breathing, undeniable, right in front of him. And in that moment he understood something terrifying and beautiful at once. No success can outrun truth forever. The silence that followed felt heavier than the box still sitting behind the counter. Adrian stood frozen, his mind racing through memories he had sealed away with ambition and distance. Lena moved again, too quickly, as if motion itself could keep the past from catching her. She slid the package across the counter with professional calm, never once lifting her eyes. "Your order," she said evenly. He didn't reach for it. The girls returned to their task, unaware that their simple curiosity had cracked open a truth long hidden. Adrian watched them closely now, noticing details that made his chest ache, the way one tapped her fingers when thinking, the way the other hummed softly under her breath. Habits he recognized because they were his. "You work here?" he asked quietly, already knowing the answer. "For now," Lena replied. Her tone warned him not to continue, but the years of silence between them screamed louder than her restraint. "You never liked places like this," he said. "Too loud. Too crowded." "Life changes," she answered, still not looking at him. "Responsibilities change it faster." One of the girls wandered closer, curiosity shining openly. "What's your name?" she asked, standing on her toes to peer over the counter. Lena inhaled sharply. Adrian knelt slightly, bringing himself to her level. "I'm Adrian," he said gently. "And you?" "I'm Mia," the girl said proudly. "That's Ava." Her sister waved without lifting her head. The sound of their names settled deep inside him. Simple names. Strong names. Names he should have known from the beginning. "They help me after school," Lena said quickly, as if to reclaim control of the moment. "We should get back to work." "No," Adrian replied, softer than he intended but firmer than he felt. "We shouldn't." Her eyes finally met his, and the guarded strength he remembered so well was still there, layered now with exhaustion. "You don't get to reopen doors you closed," she said. "I didn't know," he said, though the words felt weak even as they left his mouth. She shook her head. "You chose distance. And distance has consequences." The girls laughed at something between them, their joy cutting through the tension like light through clouds. Adrian stood slowly, realizing that success had given him everything except the courage to stay when it mattered most. And standing there, he knew this wasn't about the past anymore. It was about what kind of man he would choose to be now. They didn't speak again until the afternoon crowd thinned. Adrian waited outside, the unopened package resting beside him like a forgotten thought. Cars passed, people hurried by, life moved forward without acknowledging the storm gathering inside him. When Lena finally stepped out, she closed the door behind her with care, as if protecting what was inside from being disturbed. "You have 5 minutes," she said, crossing her arms. "Say what you came to say." He searched her face, realizing how much strength she had carried alone. "I didn't walk away because I didn't care," he began. "I walked away because I was afraid of becoming someone I couldn't recognize." She let out a quiet laugh, not amused, just tired. "And I was afraid of raising 2 lives by myself." Fear doesn't disappear just because someone succeeds. The words landed deep. He nodded, accepting the truth without defense. "When I left, I thought space would fix things. I thought time would soften the pain." "It sharpened it," she replied. "Every missed message reminded me that silence can hurt more than honesty." A laugh drifted from inside as Mia and Ava chased each other between shelves. Adrian's voice dropped. "Are they?" "Yes," Lena said. "One word. Heavy. Honest. They're yours." The world didn't shatter. It stilled. In that quiet, something inside him rearranged itself. All the milestones he'd chased suddenly felt small compared to the years he'd missed. "I didn't tell you because I refused to beg," she continued. "I built a life that didn't depend on your return." He respected that more than he could express. "You didn't fail," he said. "I did." Lena studied him, searching for promises hidden behind words. "Children don't need regret," she said. "They need presence." "I can be that," he said without hesitation. "Not money. Not titles. Me." The door opened behind them. Mia peeked out, holding Ava's hand. "Mom?" she asked. "Is the nice man leaving?" Adrian knelt again, heart full and unsteady. "Only if you want me to," he said gently. The girls exchanged a glance, then smiled. And in that small, fragile moment, Adrian realized redemption doesn't arrive loudly. It begins with showing up and staying. The next morning, Adrian woke before dawn, the city still wrapped in silence. For the first time in years, his mind wasn't racing with forecasts or deadlines. It was filled with 2 small voices and the weight of a promise he hadn't yet earned. He stood by the window of his penthouse, staring at a skyline he once believed defined success, and realized how empty it felt without meaning. He canceled his first meeting. Then the second. Assistants panicked, phones buzzed, but he didn't explain. For the first time he chose people over profit. Later that day he returned, not in a rush, not with excuses but with intention. Lena watched him approach from across the room, uncertainty written across her face. He didn't bring gifts or grand gestures. Just time. Mia and Ava were drawing at a small table. When they looked up and saw him, their surprise turned into cautious smiles. "You came back," Ava said as if testing the truth. "I said I would," he replied, sitting nearby, hands open, patient. Lena stayed close, protective but observant. Adrian didn't push. He listened as the girls explained their drawings: houses with too many windows, trees with smiling faces, a sun that hovered over everything. Hope, drawn in crayon. Days turned into visits. Visits became routines. Adrian learned their favorite snacks, their bedtime questions, the songs that calmed them when the world felt too loud. He stumbled often, unsure when to speak, when to stay silent. But he stayed. Lena watched the change carefully. She saw the way he knelt to their level, the way he apologized when he was wrong, the way his attention never drifted to his phone. "You're different," she said one evening. "I had to become someone worth knowing," he answered honestly. Trust didn't bloom overnight. It grew slowly, fed by consistency. Adrian understood now that love wasn't proven in moments of crisis, but in ordinary days when showing up mattered most. And as laughter began to replace distance, he realized something powerful. Rebuilding isn't about erasing the past, it's about choosing better every single day. The real test didn't arrive with laughter or quiet evenings. It came on a rainy afternoon when Adrian's phone rang with an urgent call he had been waiting years to receive. A deal that could reshape his empire. The kind of moment his old self would have chased without hesitation. He glanced at the screen, then at the small apartment where Mia and Ava were building a tower from mismatched blocks, their laughter filling the room. Lena noticed the shift in his expression. "You don't have to stay," she said carefully, giving him an exit without judgment. He hesitated. The past pulled at him with familiar force. But another pull, stronger, steadier, kept him rooted. He silenced the phone. The tower collapsed. The girls gasped, then burst into laughter. Adrian laughed too, a sound that surprised even him. In that moment he understood what he had been measuring life by all along, and how wrong the scale had been. Later that evening Mia tugged at his sleeve. "Will you come again tomorrow?" "Yes," he answered without thinking. Then added, "and the day after." Lena watched from the doorway, emotion carefully hidden. Consistency matters more than promises, she said. I know, he replied. That's why I'm here. Weeks passed. Adrian rearranged his world. He delegated power, shortened meetings, refused opportunities that demanded the cost of presence. Critics whispered that he was losing focus. They were wrong. He was finally finding it. One night, Lena admitted quietly, I didn't tell you because I was afraid hope would break us again. He met her gaze. Hope only breaks when it's abandoned. The girls drifted to sleep nearby, peaceful, secure. Adrian felt something settle inside him, an understanding that leadership wasn't about control but care. Success wasn't measured by growth charts, but by the lives that felt safer because you stayed. And for the first time he knew he was building something that would last far beyond his name. The moment that changed everything didn't come with applause or headlines. It arrived quietly on a morning painted with soft light, when Mia and Ava ran toward Adrian without hesitation. No pauses. No questions. Just trust. He caught them both, laughter spilling out of him before he could stop it, and felt the weight of every lost year, and the gift of every year still ahead. Later that day they sat together in a small park. Lena watched from a bench as Adrian helped the girls feed birds, listening intently to their endless questions. She realized something then. This wasn't a performance. It was a man choosing presence over pride. I never planned to need you again, she said when the girls wandered ahead. But you showed up when it mattered. He nodded. I don't want to be remembered for what I built. I want to be remembered for who I stood beside. Time moved forward, not perfectly but honestly. Adrian learned patience. Lena allowed trust to return piece by piece. The girls grew confident, knowing their world was steady. And the man who once believed distance meant strength discovered that closeness was the truest power. Years later, when asked in an interview what decision changed his life most, Adrian didn't mention markets or mergers. He spoke about a forgotten package, a quiet room, and two little girls who looked at him like he belonged. Because in the end, success isn't about arriving first. It's about staying. Showing up. Choosing love when it's easier to walk away. And sometimes, the smallest errands lead you straight to the life you were always meant to live.